Alright, welcome back everybody. It's Jeff Zeiser with The Slow Ascent. I hope everybody's doing great. It's been a minute. I almost said a hot minute. August, everybody. There's been a little bit delay in my video making. My office was hot at night. That's it. So I wasn't in the mood. I was still playing games. I was still crunching bot matches. Just didn't get the chance to record videos. Alright, so today we're back to game records. Battle records, actually, probably they should be in English. Sounds cooler. These battle records. This is another bot match. Me versus 7Q bot. What makes this one interesting? Funny enough, since the last video I made, this is number 14. So I've played 12 of them I didn't post. Some were just openings, like the first 30 moves or so. Some went really terrible. But I've been trying to do one a day against various bots. And this one has the distinction. I did it about 4 or 5 days ago, I think. I would say it's the first time I've gotten to the middle game. This is basically like move 70. And I'm winning by 10 points. And this is definitely caused by my study of Fuseki. That's been really helpful. And it also leads us to discussion of what I need to work on, which is in-game. All right, let's get into it. Okay, as normal, I'm playing Komoku. I'll open my highlighter just so we can see it. Right, I love Komoku. It's great. I'm trying to play all the time. As we've discussed in some of the previous battle records, I enjoy the opening. I've studied it a lot, and it is very well played in the Japanese pro scene, so it has a lot of legs. I even asked the Chinese players, and they say it's very common. Okay, 7Qbot loves to do the star openings, so I do the normal opening. Now, traditionally, right, the enclosure opening is very common, and I also like the enclosure opening. You guys have seen me play before. I'm trying to practice something else, though. Specifically, I think, if you asked me Fuseki today, I like enclosure opening when the other guy has at least one Komoku. I don't really like the enclosure opening against double star point. And then this is what has come up in a couple games already. Small Chinese opening, right? So you attack, you low approach. You low approach a star point. He responds, right? In this case, with the knight's move, and then you do a extension, right? Make this anchor move, and in this case, it's right next to the middle star point, right? And then you get a Chinese opening. This, I feel like with the Komoku is quite powerful. I haven't read a lot of explanations about it. The way in my mind the framework works is something like you're being as expansive as the double star openings imply. So you're playing very broadly, which lets you be flexible. Okay. Then he approaches. We get a pincer. Hi, everybody. I like pincers. Funny enough, when you read books on the Komoku, right, the 3-4 point, the point of them is pincers. The high approach, I feel like a lot of people play high approach to avoid the pincer, right? Because again, the low approach has a lot of pincers. Right? Probably if you want the most complicated, it's this one, right? The 2-line high pincer. I think there's 550 variations in my Joseki book. Some are easier, like 2-space low. 2-space high, I think, is actually the simplest. This one has like 40. 2-space low has about 120. So there's a lot. So again, to avoid it, right, playing the high. Now, my current mission, funny enough, in the last couple weeks, when I'm playing this Chinese opening, I'm trying to not play Joseki. That is to say, I'm playing something that looks Joseki shaped, but it's not exactly a Joseki. I've studied a couple of them in the old book. There is 1-space low. Now let's go back here. There's 1-space low, 2-space low, 1-space high. Like these 4 squares have Joseki, right? Generally speaking. And I'm experimenting. I'm doing 1-space high. I actually kind of like 2-space high as well, especially when I have this kind of Chinese style opening. So I'm doing experiments. This one I just kind of played as best as I could. Why? Well, I have also been studying the Takamoku. That's the 4 or 5 point. And a lot of these are just basically Takamoku. So I end up playing a Takamoku variation here, right? So he does too, where you hit under the stone. Black Hanes. White extends his shape. Black makes a nice little tiger's mouth. Now white's jumping out. Black, just do this 2-space jump. It's probably a little low, but I do like it. He then cuts. I thought, why not play a diagonal threatening cut? He extends. I close the corner. This felt maybe a tad slow, I'm not going to lie, but it also felt right. Now he goes for the kill here, right? Because the goal of this is to trap the 2 stones. Now they're not dead yet. Again, this is one of the harder things for me to learn studying Go. I can finally start to feel it. Dead stones that still have usable Aji. We'll see the Aji in a second. So I thought, what if I just get close to threatening to free them to build my Moyo? Because right, this top Chinese position, if I could somehow get here and here and here and here, that's looking really large. And I have this dagger in the back of his bottom side, the circle down here. So I felt it was worthy of a try. So I go here and he decides to kill the group. Right, and it says white's been winning by 5 at this point. Before it was only 2. Then I go for his top corner, and now I extend. This is the first case where the analyzer bot said probably not a 2-space extension, right? A 1-space, and you immediately get invaded, right? That's what the Don bot would do. And again, obviously I'm trying to build this Moyo. That is the right answer. Another one was be really aggressive with trying to get out to get some actual stones here to start building that Moyo. That one also seems pretty cool. I did not play that way. I'm just trying to play easy. Okay, so here, he does another extension. Right, the bot extends. So now, this Moyo's looking good. Those triangles, I actually was doing a video in Japanese earlier, my first only Japanese video. That's where all these annotations are coming from. But now it's starting to feel like a Moyo. The triangles are all the places it could get invaded, right? Like, it's got some weaknesses. However, I felt that if I could invade down here, it's probably pretty easy to either get the corner or get an extension, or even better, get the bottom side. So he gives me a 2-space extension with a kick, right? I've got this now. That felt like a really strong shape. He extends again. This is that Aji I was talking about. Okay, this is move 33. This triangle, I was sure the pulling out, I could probably cut this knight's move and really mess with white. He defends. This move here, move 35, this is all the Fuseki studying I've been putting up in video form, basically showing itself. I would never have played this move 2 months ago or 3 months ago. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the timing for it. In this game, it shouted to me. Again, I've been studying that Go Seigen book, and it's just, look at that. Just look at that for a second, right? It looks so good. It's just that black Moyo is starting to really feel like something. So I really enjoyed it. The bot, of course, would have been more aggressive on building a bigger Moyo, which, right, pressured the group a little bit. And you're starting to build a Moyo, of course it's a fight, right? But, hi everybody, obviously this is probably better. Let's do the analyzer, see what we get here. You're still losing by 4. How was I doing by then? Losing by 3.5. So it's not much worse, everybody. I'm not against it. Again, fighting is good, but if you can keep it simple and win, it's good too. So by here, this Moyo is almost closed, everybody. I'm feeling almost great. Now I thought when he went here, I thought, okay, time to attack. So I attack the bottom, and I'm probing a little bit. And this is where the bot does what I want, which is try to fight out here. So he fights his way out and basically covers my weakness. My last one is to hit under here and make some shape and then just threaten to cut. This is as far as I got. Now, at this point I'm winning by 12 points. I've never been this close in the 70th move to anywhere close to victory against this bot. So this is the best I've ever played. I'm not going to lie. Getting here took me an hour and a half. It took a lot of thinking. I love the way the Japanese play in the old days, where they take hours and hours for their moves. I understand now. This took me a lot of thinking to get here. So what are some of the variations to finish up closing this Moyo? Because the biggest invasion I haven't shown in my previous notes, I'll show that really quick. It's It's a couple moves back. Hold on. Let's see if he still shows it. Yeah, there is some Aji down here, right? This invasion here at 1. I'll drop the variations. Take a look. This is the biggest weakness to make Sabaki and try to escape, right? So White's still winning a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be a hard fight. However, once you close up if you can close it up more, it actually gets pretty stable. So the first one is anywhere up here, this variation. So you keep that top open. Now White's just probing to try to like shrink it a little bit. That's great. Over here to protect this bottom group, and again, part of my fretting. I knew this bottom group wasn't quite alive. It wasn't quite connected out, but it felt like it had some pretty good shape. So you got to fight shape. And again, that number 8, you're getting invaded again. Again, you could do the Hane under. I was looking at that too. I didn't like it because it felt like goat, right? The gote on 3, I didn't like that. That's about what I read there. And this one, there was a similar variation here. I was also thinking of pushing through right here earlier, but again, I don't think it was very good. So again, trying to make shape. And again, that attack at 8 up here. But blacks are now winning, right? So this big black Moyo, none of the black groups are dead, which is quite nice. And you can threaten. Okay, sorry. These 2 sacrifice stones are dead, the 2 circles, right? They maybe a little Logi left here. Maybe some Yosei Aji, maybe. But I'm not expecting very much from them, or maybe something underneath at that square. Nah, it's fine. So this felt pretty good. I wanted to show this game, and again, it's not a brag, it's just I could barely believe. Yeah, this move it really wants to play. Look here. Oh man, it's a nuts variation. So it's a pretty aggressive one. I'll add it to the pot. But yeah, any of these squares here, I have them highlighted. Hold on. These circles, right? Those circles were all, anything in here I would have closed up my major weaknesses pretty good. So again, my summer study's finally paying off. I'll at some point show some of the other bot matches I've been playing. I spent 2 years fighting an old bot called Ganugo, and I couldn't beat it. Even early this year, I couldn't beat it. Now, I trivially beat it. It's a nice feeling. And this bot, again, you've seen some of my starting games. It feels nice to improve against like a flat metric. So next I'll have to actually fight the whole end game. I'm not quite there yet, but hopefully everybody enjoyed the video. I'm trying. I'm learning. Hopefully y'all learn along. If you're not playing against your own local bots, I highly recommend it. You don't need a super powered computer. I have an old laptop around here I run some of these bots on. They're a little slow, but you could get it probably to 1 DON and run on a local computer, not so bad, even a laptop. So I recommend it, everybody. It takes a little bit to learn how to do it. Maybe at some point I'll do a post about it. But it's fun. All right. Until next time, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm still stressed looking at it just because it was such a hard game. Hopefully we'll see y'all in the next one. Hopefully it's informative. Until the next one, have a good one.